have the national board president here with us, Elder Edward Dubose. Would you come forward, please?
Yes, sir.
I will say that we only have one president, President Derek Johnson, and so I'm proud to be a board member standing before you. To President Wayne Hale, President Gerald, Griggs, to all of the leaders that encompass us. I serve on several committees on the national board. One is the health committee, one is the criminal justice committee. All that apply to this area. And yet another one is the Veterans Affairs Committee. I was in the stadium that night. I wasn't there as a board member. I wasn't there as a person registering voters. I was there with my wife and my grandchildren. I was there with my nieces and my nephews. One of my grandsons right now, we invited him to the game yesterday. He said he couldn't come. I want to put a face on this. He said he couldn't come. I thought he was okay, but my daughter said he wasn't okay. So he's traumatized. My granddaughter is a Tigerette, and I was there when all of them were laying on the ground, crying and screaming because their parents couldn't get to them. One of the positions I have in life is a mental health professional, so I was there not to provide trauma counseling, but I found myself in the position using the skills that God had given me and the education system too, trying to find a way to calm those children down. And so what I'm saying to you is this is more than one prong issue. It's an economic development issue. We have to find a way to employ more of our young people, those who want to do right, to give them some economic opportunity to do the right thing. Yeah. There's a mental health component. I'm in the community every day dealing with this population of kids. There needs to be more resources provided for mental health before they get into the court system, not after they get into the court system. Some parents are saying, I need help with my children, and the system is saying, well, you got to call the police, and they have to be charged, and then we can get you some resources. There has to be more resources on the front end. And then, yes, there is the elected official component. No one is off the hook here. White and black elected officials, Democratic and Republicans and independent. We all share in this. Right. And then, yes, there are parents. The parents have to be responsible. But now I want to speak to the fathers. Yeah. The fathers. The fathers. African American fathers. Yeah. We have to do more. We have to do more. We can't be absent in that Tigerette area where some of those children who were traumatized, there were mothers holding on to them, but there were no fathers present. Come on now. There were no fathers present. I'm not blaming all fathers. I'm saying there is room at the table for all of us to do the things that we need to do. I'm so encouraged by Mr. Broadwater's comments because I'm looking forward to September the 30th. Solutions. If there is problems, we have to bring solutions to the table. As a national board member, I stand in support of President Wayne Hale. I stand in support of President Gerald, Griggs, state president. I stand in support of the IMA under Rev. President Flake's leadership and all of the people present. And so I know that press conferences produce no results except that there's action that follows it. And so for all of the children who are still traumatized from this moment, and the parents who are still there trying to calm them down because they didn't know which way to go, I hear you. For all of the people who were trying to leave the stadium with oxygen tanks and grandmothers and grandchildren, first trying to find their grandchildren, then trying to get on the ground for themselves because nobody knew what was going on. We hear you. To those who want to see the games continue, we did it at a different stadium this time. But AJ McClung Stadium is so historic in this community that there has to be a solution, not to shift all the way to another stadium, but to show AJ McClung history, family history, that we can pull this together and go back into AJ McClung Stadium with the support of law enforcement, with the support of legislators, with the support of parents, with the support of mental health, and pull this together. they've already said everything that needs to be said, but there's a song, and I'll end on that says, let the church say